It's the moment of truth, the question mark that has been on everyone's mind. Archipelago, the playground of the Zhuji. But if, in any game series, Rus gets through the banning phase, could they reveal themselves as the king once more? That's what we're going to find out. Kiljadi taking to Archipelago with a Rus, and Sassy with a new kid on the block, Zhuji. Honestly, I'm still a little bit hesitant to say that Rus can contest Zhuji. To me, what I've been seeing with Zhuji, especially the spawns you typically get on Archipelago, they look like a nigh on unstoppable force. And this isn't a crazy out-of-control spawn for Sassy, but it's still good enough, right? This is the benefit of picking this Civ on this map, is you, same as Holy Island, always tend to get decent, if not great, meditation gardens. 25 stone, 25 gold, and then about 30 wood isn't too bad. It's not too shabby. I don't think there's any better alternatives. You could, in theory, come over here and get some food. I don't think it's worth it, though, right? 48 food, 25 gold, and you probably would get about 10 wood. So maybe it's tempting, but I have a feeling they're going to play it a little bit safer. Other side of this, Kiljadi, it's pretty obvious what he's going to do here, right? Like, this is where you see Golden Gate come out. Are there any wolves on this map? No, not from my understanding. Whenever I've looked, I've never seen wolves. So don't expect a lot of bounty for Kiljadi at all. Because there's only 2 deer packs, 2 boars, and nothing else. Why go Rus with so little bounty? Because it's about the naval transition. The value in Rus is how damn good their fishing boats are, and then their ability to pivot their fishing boats into military vessels, which gives them an immediate punch-in that no other Civ can really rival. My issue on this particular map is just how quickly Zhuji tech up. They can kind of match you, right? Because you're missing that extra gold that you typically benefit from as the Rus here. And then to make matters worse, your opponent can very easily just match a tech up timing because of the build speed, right? Build speed alone with the superior gathering rate at this stage, right? Like they basically, if you think about it, it's interesting. Imperial Official basically gives the Zhuji the Wooden Fortress buff in Dark Age, right? Those details allow you to compete, especially when you also consider the 10% increased production rate that you usually benefit from. Scout landing to snipe deer? No, because it's the most pointless play ever. If you are in an archipelago game and you're against Rus and you haven't sniped the deer on your home island in the first 3 minutes, I'm questioning what your scout is doing because he has literally nothing else to do, right? So there is no bounty play to be had here for Rus. It's completely redundant. In fact, Kiljadi, this is a mismacro. A big mistake made, actually. He finally moves out for the gold, so this is interesting. Notice that he doesn't set up a mining camp, and that's because he just wants to load your galleys. This is all about timing here, but I do feel he slipped on his timing a little bit. He should have already been prepping the tech up. Instead, lagging behind. Kremlin, whoa. Yeah, no. What? Okay. So let's assess the benefits of this. Kremlin can be good because you're saving 175 wood, but it also feels pretty bad because Golden Gate can quickly eclipse that, right? I'm not a crazy big fan of Kremlin here unless you think you're going to be pressured. Because that's the thing, it is a good defense, right? But I feel like as a Rus player, your goal isn't to defend. Your goal is to win the game in the first few minutes of Feudal or lose it in the later phases. Sassy. A little bit slow on his own tech up here. I don't like the fact he's actually on the sheep here. I think that's a bit of a mistake. Yeah, double shoreline fish. Just play double shoreline fish. You play 5 villages down to here, and then when tech up time comes, you pull them from here to here for the meditation garden. So yeah, a little bit suboptimal there from Sassy. But Medi Garden now on the way, and it looks like he chooses the gold and the food instead. A little bit surprising because that's also additional walk time. Whereas if he built it over here, he gets the gold, the stone, and the wood, and it's less walk time to initiate the build, right? With more villages nearby. So little details like that add up a lot when you're playing against Rus, especially considering Kiljadi is now on the way with the first of his warships. Fishing boat converted. Sassy has got the double dock, but there is going to be some idle pain here. You know, one upside is your opponent did just basically lose 2 fishing boats in a way, right? Like when you consider how expensive, how long these take to produce to harass you. So as long as you don't lose any fishing boats, so you minimize idle time, I think it's okay here. I love that as well. Sassy, check what he's doing. He's trying to get in range of the TC to bait the Lord you're in. It's just not going to work, though. Now, this is interesting. Sassy seems to be paranoid that there's a demo ship play coming because he goes Archer ship first instead of Springald. That's a little bit surprising. The meta is that you always go Springald here, but he seems to be paranoid about the follow-up play. Honestly, he shouldn't be, but considering the way that Killjadi played this, where he didn't really go on gold until very late. Archer ship should begin to get pushed away here. Has actually had an impact, though. You have to remember, it's not just that he's idled ships occasionally. It's the fact that his opponent also had to come onto shoreline fish. Shoreline fish are absolutely atrocious compared to deep water for fishing boats. So definitely a painful detail. Killjadi now sees the double galley, does retreat away. And the benefit on the other side is that he's not easily contestable, right? Like, I guess this was what the full process was compared to Golden Gate. Is Golden Gate definitely better economically, but I think he was expecting this bite back. So by having the Kremlin down like this, now he can stay on the deep water fish and his opponent can't push him off. Does suck that he got this type of spawn though, right? Like I feel like if you want Kremlin that feels valuable here, you don't want a reverse concave, you want a concave, right? You want the situation where you can hit this entire area because then you can protect 2 or 3 of these at a time. Okay, I did not give enough credit to the Archer attack range, did I? And what is up, boy? Thank you for the resub, buddy. Oh, dude, this hurts so much more. Your hitboxes are bigger than the fishing boats on the other side, right? Like, just look at the difference in size there. It's insane. So these Archer ships actually saturate more easily onto one target. Oh, that's wild. So, after backpedaling, it turns out I should have stood my ground that Kremlin sucks. I mean, there's no real value in it. I just don't think there is. Same with Barbican, really. Like, when you're at the point where they can defend you, you are shoreline fishing. And even that is a stretch, right? I mean, he did save 175 wood, but considering that he couldn't end the game straight away, Golden Gate is just going to be better. And before anyone suggests militia suck as well. You want to know why militia suck? Because you can't garrison them. That was intentionally designed that way because there was likely some buggy behavior where people could dodge losing the units by garrisoning them and keep them permanently. So, like, you simply cannot put gremlins in any type of building or transport ship or ram, anything. So really, the only time you can get value is if Sassy is on your island. And if a Juji player is invading a Rus island, the game is already over. No, you can't ship them. I talked to one of the devs. I assume this is because of issues around the fact that it would be hard to deregister the units inside. He's like, you got us. Attack ships are going to be pushed away. Demo ship play coming out from Sassy. Now, something that is very scary for Killjadi at this stage of the game is if you don't keep probing onto the Juji, at any point, just like that, they can tech up. Tang Dynasty, that 15% discount is insane. An ambitious play by Sassy, though. What? I'm a little bit perplexed. Looks like Sassy was not paying attention. Ends up losing 2 ships because of it. That's expensive, man. I think Sassy's playing a little bit negligent here. You know, after that opening, he should have been a mile ahead here. But mistakes like that give ways back in. Killjadi is just going to camp at home, but he's going to have to start extending out soon. His fishing economy is really not that impressive. I think he's totally eclipsed. Yeah, 12 fishing boats on the other side. You don't even come close to touching that. And Medigarden on top of it as well, just the extra surplus eco coming through. Allows you to somewhat compete with the power of the wooden influence, right? Like, yes, Killjadi's getting a lot more raw resource, but it's only one type. Oh, wait. He's not getting more raw resource. Supervision. Like, this is the problem. In a lot of ways, when you boil it down, Juji feels like a better Rus. past the first 2 minutes of Feudal Age on water. Only on water. I really want to emphasize that only on water. I will never say they're a better Rus on land. I would still say Rus is also favored on maps like Boulder Bay because of how easily they can just add in one knight, right? But, you know, a map like this, a pure water map, I'm fully understanding why everyone thinks Yuji's OP. Oh man, this is brutal. Kujadi, slow reaction coming in. Arch ship shots out. That's a big, expensive sinker. Remember, 150 wood per for these. Demo ships getting blocked out by the own fleet. Strike's going to come in. Does get some return damage. I mean, you've got to be so happy with that if you're SAS. Fishing boat count is now down to, what, 2? Is that a joke? I think Sassy's going to pull the trigger on Castle. It's a little bit early. I think you go for one more attack, but that's only because if you go for one more attack, you pretty much have guaranteed the win. He can still get it like this. It's just a little bit risky. Yes, Sassy, we watched the first game. I appropriately spat in the face of Hippodrome. Basically, Sassy, like that first game, you needed to use the Horseman to snipe the Scout, and then you needed to go 2 TC. Or rather, you have options when you do that, right? Because then he has to panic react. He doesn't know what he's building into. Oh, you believed he was Rus. That explains a lot. Yeah. In your defense, that spawn was horrible. You had 4 gold, stone, and berries. Like, if you built a Grand Winery, that game would have been over in 6 minutes. Kujadi starting to actually surround here. Yeah, that is one issue with Sassy. He's gone super wide with the dock spread, so it's very difficult to have the fleet in position to defend. So if Kujadi times this right, he can actually do a lot of damage. And there's an overreaction coming. Sassy, Jesus. Calm down, mate. It's 4 Springle chips. Luckily for him, Killjoy did not go in. I'm a little bit surprised by that. That was a perfect opportunity to strike. And now because you haven't, Shuji OP. Shaolin Monastery on the way. Yeah, I was a little bit perplexed by his opening. I was just saying, Sassy, I don't know if you knew. Well, you would have seen it later. He went, it's quite a funky beginning. Going Kremlin here, I feel like it's better to go Golden Gate, right? Because on Archipelago, like same with China, going Barbican feels like a bait. Because there's just not a great spot that really protects much. Tech up complete. Armored Hull's now on the way. Killjoy just needs to fight right now. He can't wait. Demos. This is another thing that makes Rus really annoying when you get to this stage in the naval fights that makes them feel kind of bad. Hitboxes are too big. You get in the way of your own ships. You struggle to retreat. You get hit easily on your demos when you try to attack. Like, there's really not much to smile and be happy about. And, oh, big hit. Killjoy. Another demo goes in. Nice strike there. Sassy at this point is just A-clicking the fight because he can't tell the difference between the boats. I don't blame him. These are like 2 of the most obnoxious civs to try and tell the difference behind their boats, right? Like, junks and war junks, and then lodgers in every single bloody form. And yes, agreed. We were just saying that. I was saying about, like, Boulder Bay, for example, makes a lot of sense for Rus, but pure water maps, not so much anymore. Springle Crew is now on the way in. This is going to turn into a snowball. And interesting that you think Kremlin's better. I was saying I don't agree with it because also, especially in this matchup, Kremlin doesn't do anything for you whatsoever. If Zhuji are landing on your island, you're already dead, right? Like, some matchups I agree. For example, English, it makes a lot of sense because of the king. But this particular matchup, I'd say Golden Gate is better. Because the Kremlin just isn't doing anything. Like, look at this right now. Killjoy's basically on his last stand. And the Kremlin does nothing. Another demo just casually sails on in. Sassy is going to be forced to retreat. Defend his advantage as it is, but the Armored Hull and the Springle Crew now is a problem. In fact, you can see Killjoy is in a little bit of a pickle here, because once you get just on the edge of range like this, Sassy should be able to trade freely. You're talking about a 1-tile advantage now. Oh, this is a tough one, man. Killjardy. I'm not sure how he gets a tech up either. Golden Gate Roost is too slow. I think, you know what the problem is? The problem is probably to do with the demo ships, right? I think if the demo ships didn't feel so sucky, Golden Gate would be better because you'd have more justification to be on gold early, right? Whereas with these current builds, you just basically go for like a single gold drop and then you tech up, right? Because you want the galley and then probably another galley and then on a delay you go Springald. So maybe if they made like a change for the demo ships hitboxes, which I'm surprised they still haven't, by the way, then I could see the Golden Gate build making a lot more sense. Got the hammocks coming in as well for Sassy. You know, because your opponent wasn't already struggling enough to hit you with demo ships, so now you've got to have more archer shots coming out. Oh dear. Poor guy. Spring's on the way. I mean, there aren't any unique techs you can rely on at this stage to try and recover your game either, right? I mean, like, adaptable hold doesn't come in until an age up. Wait, is the UI bugged there? The extra hammocks weren't showing. Why are your extra hammocks not showing? Did you cancel it? No. What? Wait. Please tell me that's just a UI bug. Oh, no, yeah, sorry, he did go up 6. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Nice sinker on the flank, though. I like this from Killjardy. Like, Springalds can be outmaneuvered still, right? You can't fight them directly, but you can kind of dance around this. Sassy. Got the eco upgrades on the way. Dude, how is Killjardy still in this game? This is kind of wild. Sassy's getting Benny Hills right now. Dude, Killjardy is a monster. When you think you've just got a chill, easy win, all of a sudden this. This is what I'm talking about with Killjardy. This is why yesterday I said he's a more aggressive player than Vortex. Demos. Ooh, big hits. Oh, wait, what was a big hit? I don't know what that was. But Sassy's like, no, this is too easy. I must make it worse. Dude, this is what was missing. Incinerators is huge here. You just can't easily dodge these now. With this tech in, I actually think as long as he keeps the docks alive, Sassy can recover this now. Fleet getting baited in. More demos need to be on the way, though. Sassy has queued them up elsewhere. It looks like they're going to go for the full backstab, I guess. Yep, coming from the north side. Fleet's trading out. And Killjardy, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? From his position, you'd think he'd have it. That his opponent would be on the ropes, but this number means nothing. The raw quality difference is huge here. We're talking about extra range, extra attack speed, and extra health for each of these Springal chips. For the archer ships, we're talking about more DPS check as well. Like, there's just not really any area where Killjardy has a qualitative advantage. And his numerical advantage kind of works against him because in those fights, you're seeing how he's just kind of clambering over his own ships to even get in range. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Roost seem OP because of the initial transition point into an archer ship. But if you look at pretty much everything else about their prolonged feudal, on water, they feel bad. They feel worse than almost any civ in the game. The sole upside is they have a 20% increased wood drop-off. But remember what we said with the Juji, you can match that. Just build attacks, man. Killjardy is spending his food on Lodges. He's building a lot of Lodges here. And also, remember, he doesn't have much fishing. Right? Especially with how many demos he's been pumping, it's all wood and gold. Chalamonk taking on a boat. Oh, wow. Well, I didn't have this on the agenda today, but Roost is trash. I mean, this has to be the last era. Last time Killjardy had, what, a 20, almost 30 pop lead? They're neck and neck now. Demos? Okay, dude, chill. Chill! Wait, Killjardy! Just holding a gun to that poor captain's head. Why didn't you come and save him? Oh, now the return fire with the increased explosive range. This feels done. Fleet's going to get mopped up, and this is where we should just see Sassy push forward. It's 12 springles to 6. Second wave of demos comes in, but it just can't touch it. Oof. You remember how like everyone's like Zhu suck? Not on water, folks. This is Opposite's day. One of the worst civs on land being one of the best civs on land. That's what happens when you hop in the paddling pool. Kuljadi now trying to pump into high trade house. Oh my god, the demo ship count. He's not going to touch anything. This is the best feel in the world. When your opponent has so little springles, you can frontline with archer ships. It guarantees nothing ever hits. Oy. More demos coming out. I mean, it's a cute idea from Kuljadi, but it doesn't really count for much when Sassy's going into it. Kuljadi's like, I've done it! Finally! I've survived! Ungard! Let us queue up the upgrades. This is the Rus time to shine. We've got this in the bag. There's nothing the Zhuji can do. What are they going to do? Send more demo ships and lose to me? Be beaten by my Kremlin? I'm going to annihilate... Oh, well, it was nice knowing you, Kuljadi. By the way, this is probably one of the easiest matchups for Zhuji when they reach Imp. And the reason is that your only real player's Rus is to build demo ships. Demo ships that have bigger hitboxes. You see where this is going, right? You are not going to touch a Baochuan. As long as Sassy doesn't go full no-brain and decide he doesn't want to have any archer ships, he'll be fine. You just build Baochuans and archer ships. And boats do not get affected by the Temple of the Sun, right? I'm pretty sure they don't. It's just infantry. But, interesting detail for you guys. This is kind of OP. This is a gunpowder unit, right? So it gets the range increase. Oh, that's dirty. That is so, so dirty. You could also benefit from the healing, no? Yeah. So you basically, you pivot between healing and range. Well, the Baochuan's already hard enough to hit, now it's even harder. I believe that also does buff the range of the Nesta Bees. Dude, this is over. Kuljadi, as soon as he had hope, it was snatched away. And yes, thank you for confirming, Sassy. There's no comeback here. Sassy would have to throw the game. He'd have to choke so hard, he'd need a safe word. And I simply don't see that happening here. This is just one Baochuan, by the way. There are 4 more on the way. Woo! So 3-game series. Music to my ears, because that means it's somewhat close. Keep in mind also the docks are going to start dropping really quickly here to the Baochuan flood now. Kuljadi, as admirable as it is trying to hold on, I think he knows at this point. Once this second wave comes in, once the Nesta Bees arrives, you just can't get boats out quick enough. He's mopped up the front of the fleet, but the problem now is there's just not really going to be enough production left to contest the Baochuans. In fact, once you have this many, you have to pump 4 demos plus at a time. He's queued up 1. I think he's lost faith. He's lost hope now. Sassy even moving now out onto the map for the extra relics. Well, I didn't really think I'd see Zhuji have to go all the way Imperial Age, but pretty impressive how quickly, actually I'd say disgusting how quickly this is escalated. 9 Baochuans before 25 minutes in this game. Kuljadi must have heard me because he is out of here. 1-1 and 1 game to go.